What is up? What is going on, everybody? I am back with another post game recap, a different one this time. We are going to be talking a little hockey, in particular, Arizona Coyotes hockey, as I'm going to do my post game recap for the Coyotes. Before I get started, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, 35 subs away from 2,500, and hit that like button for me. It's a free way to help the channel. It gets the video out to more people. It lets YouTube know you enjoy the video so other people may enjoy it. As well. So thank you guys for all the support. If you're here mostly, you're subscribed to my channel, more than likely you're a Seattle Mariners fan, maybe a Seattle Seahawks fan, but you're likely a Seattle sports fan of some capacity. So if this isn't for you, you're not a hockey fan, no worries, nothing personal. If you don't mind hitting the like button for me, that does help out the channel. So if you support the channel, it would help me out tremendously to hit that like button. You may also be wondering, why am I a Coyotes fan and not a Seattle Kraken fan, or maybe a Canucks fan, something like that. So let me get into that real quick before I get into the post-game recap. I've mentioned it a few times in streams, but I feel like it's a good idea to just kind of get it out in the open for everybody. So I was about 8, 9, 10, somewhere in that. I think it was 94, 95, 96. I don't remember what year specifically. But we have a lot of family that lived in Arizona when we were still in Washington. And the Phoenix, Arizona was getting a team, the Coyotes. That time I didn't know it was the Winnipeg Jets coming over to Arizona. Well, originally it was the Phoenix Coyotes, but yeah, I didn't know it was the Jets. I just knew Phoenix was getting a team. There was no team in Seattle. So being a big sports fan as a kid, loved my Sonics, my Mariners, my Seahawks. So I figured with family in Arizona, I would adopt the Coyotes. And it wasn't until I was 34 years old that the Kraken became a team 2 years ago. Yeah, Kraken are in their third year now. Yeah, so 2 years ago. Would have loved for Seattle to have a team when I was a kid. I would have adopted them, and they would have been my team. But went through life rooting for the Coyotes, so that's what it is. Some people ask me, would you switch and become a Kraken fan? And I can't. You guys know what it's like to be a fan. You pour blood, sweat, and tears. You don't, but you know what I mean as a fan. We live and die by our teams. So I can't just not follow the team that I've been rooting for the majority of my life. So I wish the Kraken the best. I have nothing against them. Super excited for Seattle fans that you guys get to experience hockey and enjoy it, because it is one of the most fun sports to be at and watch as well. So let's get into the post-game recap. And the Arizona Coyotes are 1-0 on the season as they go into New Jersey and beat a good Devils team 4-3 in a shootout in this one. So a tremendous win for the Coyotes to start their season off. And really, like I said, now, you got the benefit of playing New Jersey, playing back-to-backs. New Jersey played last night as well, so that likely helped. And, New Jersey probably a little gassed from playing back-to-back games, but that's still a great Devils team. And my gosh, they have so much speed, and it was fully on hand tonight against Arizona. But the Coyotes hold strong, get the win in the shootout, and I'm going to break it down as best as I can. I will say hockey's probably out of the three sports, the one I'm least knowledgeable. I know it, but might not have the in-depth breakdowns that I have with other sports. So let's get to the scoring. In the first period, 6 minutes and 22 seconds into it, Matt Dumba scored on an assist from Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz for the Coyotes. That made it 1-0. Dumba's first goal since coming over as a free agent from Minnesota. The defenseman gets on the board. Another defenseman goal in the second period to Sean Durzi scores with the assist from Clayton Keller and Logan Cooley. And we will be talking about Logan Cooley here in just a second. So the defenseman getting on the board, Durzi, the free agent, coming over from the Kings. So Dumba and Durzi, the defenseman, getting the Yotes on the board, making it 2-0. That was on a power play. The second goal from Durzi, or excuse me, the second goal, Durzi's first of the year, obviously, was on the power play. The Coyotes in the first period had a dreadful power play where I swear New Jersey actually controlled the puck for more time than the Yotes did on their first power play. But that second power play, the Yotes really kicked it into gear. They controlled the puck, crisp passing, and then finish it off with the assist from Keller and Cooley. The first goal by Dumba was a tremendous pass from Clayton Keller to set up Dumba on that goal. The Devils responded in that second period. 8:09 in the second period, Jesper Bratt scored on an assist from Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton. Bratt was everywhere tonight, man. He was all over the ice. And he was a pest for the Coyotes tonight. He scored to make it 2-1. On the power play, Dougie Hamilton scores his second goal of the year with the assist from Hughes and Bratt. And then Bratt scores his second goal of the game, 18:53 into the second period, with assists from Hughes and Toffoli. Now, Bratt's second goal was on a power play. It was actually a two-man advantage at that point for the Devils. And I mean, just they were completely controlling the puck, just kind of toying with the Yotes a little bit. Nothing Vejmelka could do in goal for the Yotes at that point. It was just, with Hughes and Hamilton and Bratt on the ice, it was just too much. And the Devils put it in there and took the 3-2 lead going to third period. 13:55 into the third period. The Yotes get back on that power play and have another successful power play as Nick Schmaltz scores with Logan Cooley with a ridiculous pass to set that up. Logan Cooley, absolutely phenomenal. 2 assists in his debut. Won 6 faceoffs as well tonight. So what a debut for the 19-year-old Logan Cooley. And then Schmaltz puts it in. We go to overtime. A little bit interesting at the end of the third period there. I forgot who it was, but there could have been a penalty. I think it was Brown for the Yotes. I believe so. I believe it was Josh Brown was pushing Palat. I think it was Palat. Kind of against the net there a little bit. I thought Palat got away with a cross check. The Devils fans were up in arms about no penalty. Listen, as Tyson Nash put on the Coyotes broadcast, last 2 minutes, it's a lot of prison rules in hockey. You kind of let them play. I will say in overtime, I was surprised. Let me backtrack a little bit. Game went to overtime. Let me talk about first. So I thought Nick Schmaltz could have been called for a tripping in overtime. I forgot who it was on, but man, I thought Schmaltz got away with a trip in the overtime period. Nothing happened in the overtime. Nobody scored. The Coyotes did have a power play in the OT period, which made it a 4-on-3. Obviously, overtimes in hockey, if you don't know, is 3-on-3 hockey, which is, I love 3-on-3 hockey. Just everything is open. I thought the Yotes had a chance at the end of overtime there. I thought they got a little, that's what I'm looking for. A little, not gun shy, but just a little too, a lot of passing. A lot of passing for the Yotes at the end of the overtime there. And not enough shooting. Listen, I'm not saying you just need to go out there and fire the puck at the net 24/7, but eventually someone's got to take a shot. Perfect example, end of overtime, I thought Clayton Keller had a decent look. There's about 5 seconds left in the overtime period. I don't think it was, guaranteed that he would have put it in the net, but I thought it was a decent look, and he passed it up. I don't remember who he passed it to. It might have been Michelli. I'm not sure. It's either Michelli, Cooley, or I think that's who it was. I think it could have been. I don't think Krause was out there. I don't think Krause was out there. It might have been Zucker. Could have been actually, I think it was Schmaltz. I think he tried to pass Schmaltz. Keller should have just taken the shot. Just what? Sometimes there's one too many passes, and I thought the Yotes had a little of that in the overtime period. I love the way the Yotes played in the first period. They came out firing. We've seen for so many years that Yotes team has always been so far behind in terms of total shots on goal. And today they actually put up 33. The Devils put up 36. But pretty even there. And I love the way the Yotes came out in the first period. I think they were up 13-7 in terms of shot attempts. But I thought they just got a little too cute. Cute's the word I'm looking for in the overtime. But still, nonetheless, we get to the shootout. Obviously, listen, getting through the tie and regulation, you preserve a point. I'm happy going on the road against a good New Jersey team and getting a point. But then you get it into overtime. Then you get into the shootout. First shot was from the Devils. It was Timo Meier. Vejmelka saved his shot easily. I thought it was a pretty weak attempt by Timo Meier. Didn't really do much. No moves, anything. Just kind of fired it on there, and Vejmelka saved it. Bukestad, who comes back, another guy re-signed with the Coyotes last year, traded to Edmonton. Obviously more known from his time in Florida, but then back with Arizona this year. And oh my gosh, what a move Bukestad put on to get the goal against Schmid. Kind of faked the shot, went around the other side and knocked it in. Just a great move from the Coyotes defenseman. Bratt was backhand saved by Vejmelka. Carl Vejmelka had a tremendous game for the Coyotes. I'll get into that in a second. And then Nick Schmaltz, just a little snapshot there, put it in. And the Coyotes win it with the second goal. They win 2-0 in the shootout and win the game 4-3 overall. Great job by Vejmelka in the shootout to save the shots from Meier and Bratt. And then Bukestad and Schmaltz get it done for the Yotes with the 2 goals to win it. So a tremendous, tremendous start for the Coyotes this season. A year where, listen, I don't necessarily think this team is there yet. It's been a rebuild, and we can talk about ownership all we want with the Yotes for sure, but it's I think it's a roster that's on the rise. I think this team can compete for a wild card spot. I'm not saying they're going to get it, but I do think they can compete for it. What a debut from the 19-year-old number 3 overall pick last year, Logan Cooley. 2 assists and 2 beautiful assists. Like I said, I think he won 6 faceoffs, won 5 faceoffs. Not an amazing day. He also lost 8 of them. But listen, for his professional debut, what a tremendous, tremendous debut. And one thing I liked that I saw from Cooley, he didn't get too shot happy. We know he loves to fire it, and he can skate and he can score. But I love that he was willing to pass the puck off a little bit. Sometimes I think you get guys in their first game trying to do too much. Did not see that at all from Cooley. Super impressed by the work he did today. I thought Barrett Hayton played a nice game today. It was kind of under the radar, but he wins 9 faceoffs in this game, only loses 6. I thought Hayton was solid. I thought Clayton Keller played pretty well. Would have been nice to get that shot off in overtime. Bukestad had a nice game. I said defenseman for Bukestad. I don't know why. Bukestad's a center. I said earlier the defenseman getting it done, but obviously Bukestad's not a defenseman. Schmaltz played well. Defensively, I thought the Yotes did a pretty good job. The only time they got killed on the power play, well, they actually gave up 2 power play goals. So the penalty killed the special teams. I think defensively might need a little work. You got some guys that haven't played a lot together out there. But I thought Vejmelka did a nice job in goal today. One of the goals he gave up, the 5-on-3, there's not much you can do there. And then the first goal that Brad scored, I didn't think there was anything that Vejmelka could do there as well. And he had some great saves in overtime. I talked about how fast that Devils team is, and they were flying down the ice. With Jack Hughes and Bratt and company. I mean, it is a Toffoli, Timo Meyer. I mean, it is a tough offense to stop. And I thought Vejmelka had some really nice saves there in overtime. And obviously in the shootout as well. So nice win for the Yotes. They're 1-0. They will be back at it. Let's see. Their next game is, let me pull it up here. They'll be at the Rangers on the 16th, which is, I don't know what today is. Today's the 13th. So Saturday's the 14th. So they'll be back at it Monday night in New York against the Rangers. So I'll have the post-game recap for that game. If you're a Yotes fan, like I said, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Maybe I'll even do some live streams. If you're from my Mariners channel, and Seahawks, if you can do me a favor, hit the like button. And if you want to talk some hockey, I'm always down to talk it. Maybe we'll do a Yotes Kraken live stream. Have a great night, everybody. Take care. Enjoy your weekend, and go Yotes. Peace.